hope that's recording. So I need to do an inspection of these 2 hives that I have at home, and whilst I'm doing it, I've had somebody ask me like what's the meaning of some of the terms that I use when I'm talking about the bees. So whilst I'm doing it, I'm going to try and explain a bit more what I mean by these terms. There's a blooming wasp there, I don't know if you can see that. Because I think when you've been doing something for a long time, you know, when you're sort of knowledgeable about something, you use these terms and you forget that other people that aren't knowledgeable about a certain subject don't know what the heck you're talking about. So yeah, so let's get on with this. Hope this is picking up okay. So the first one, where's my hive tool gone? Be helpful. Garden's a mess. I haven't got my smoker lit. I'm hoping that they're going to be okay without it. So now these 2 colonies here, I've had an awful problem with queens this year. So they're not very big. They almost diminished down to nothing at one point because the queen had stopped laying, died, whatever happened to her. Not entirely sure what's happened with them, but you seen there? I managed to requeen them. Well, they requeened themselves, but well, one of the colonies basically did a lot of emergency queen cells. One of them did not because the queen had died before they had opportunity to. So I did a split basically, and so they all had about 5 queen cells each, and luckily the queen cells, or the new virgin queens, both got mated and came back, and I did see the queens. I'll try and lift it up so you can see on the camera. There's a little bit of honey on that side. So let's so one of the terms that I used that was asked what it meant was brood. And what I mean by brood is basically baby bees. There are 3 different stages. So you have eggs, larva, and then capped brood. So this here, I hope you can see what I'm pointing to. This stuff here is capped brood. Now I'm not sure if you can see in there. Turn to the sun. There's one just here. Let's move my camera. Let's get the sun. Hope you're seeing this. There, in there. See that white? That's a larva in there. And then eggs. You're probably not going to see, but they just look like a very, very small grain of rice inside the cell. So capped again was another word that was asked what I meant by capped. So this is capped when the brood has a covering over the top, and then we also use capped for like capped honey. So that's this part here is capped honey. So the nectar, once they lay a covering, a capping over the nectar, it's then classed as honey. so it's ready. So we've got a bee here, I don't know if you can see just there, doing a bit of a waggle dance. You can see here. So a waggle dance is basically them telling the other bees the position of something, either pollen, nectar, I don't know, a new home or something like that. Yeah. I'm back in. Really hope that you're seeing what I'm seeing, because otherwise if I'm explaining this and you can't see what I'm pointing to, I've got wasps around me. I'm not sure why they're building all these queen cups. Doesn't seem to be anything in them. Can I see any eggs? What I'm doing at the moment is looking for the queen. Oh, move. So that's that little colony there. Didn't see the queen, but very tiny. Probably going to need a lot of a lot of care over the winter. And I'm going to have to do something about these wasps as well. Okay, so that's the first one. Get away. Oh, I can't stand wasps. Okay, so this is the second one. Same problem again as with the first one regarding queens. Being mindful that I don't actually have my smoker lit. It's quite a nice day, so I'm thinking that, you know, if I'm gentle, they'll be okay. Again, with these queen cups, bit of capped honey over in this corner here. And on this one, oh, these wasps. So we've got some pollen in here. They've been drawing this one out. I think this was a blank frame I put in. Tiny bit of nectar here, pollen here. Drawing it out, when I say drawing it out, it's making the comb basically. So the frames, they come with this foundation. It's like a wax foundation, and they basically go from that, from the little thing, and they make a wax comb. Yeah, draw it out, so it's like drawing the shapes out to make them deeper. As you can see, these colonies are a lot smaller than the one in my daughter's garden. Again, because of the problem that I've had with the queens. You know, if there's no queen, there's no laying, there's no new bees. So here is, there's the queen right there. Let's see if I can, where's she gone? There she is. You can see her there. She's just going underneath. So we've got capped honey, capped brood. We've also got larvae and eggs in there. Doing really, really well. None of my queens are marked. Whether I will mark them or not, I'm not sure in the future, but at the moment they're not, because they were virgin queens. They're very, very young queens, and I don't have any queen marking pens, so yeah, these are doing really good. Not sure where queen has just gone to, but there's another little waggle dance there. Can't find her again now. She's there somewhere. careful when I'm putting this one back because I don't want to squish the queen. Right, and this one. So we've got more brood on this side. There's